With the NBA 2K HQ app having just released, we are able to lab builds early, and as I promised you, I'm going to be showing you my first center build today. Every day until 2K releases, August 26th, I plan on bringing you a popper or inside for 5v5s, 3v3s, or 2v2 modes. I might even lab a post scorer for the ones. If that's something you actually want to see, let me know in the comments if you do. Now, after gathering all the information I could from these different YouTubers and their opinions on the actual gameplay from Community Day, mixed with Mike Wayne's inputs he's been tweeting out over the last week, I'm going to bring y'all an inside center for the Rec Center or 2K Crew mode, formerly known as Pro-Am. RIP to our favorite mode, but every good thing eventually comes to an end for hopefully something new, refreshing, and innovating. Now, it seems like the direction 2K took this year was to bring finishing back, alongside making it clear mashing is back. 2K made it extremely hard for us to make a popper to start the year in 5v5 modes. I'm not gonna lie, and the ones that I have seen look pretty doo-doo because you have to sacrifice so much. I started off last 2K on an inside, so the way they made the game this year is more enticing to start on one again, with how much of an advantage it looks like they have between the speed, strength, rebounding, defense, and finishing. Now, on the topic of speed, the premise of my builds this year for 5v5 are gonna be based on a comment made by Mike Wang, making it very clear the game speed has increased 2 to 3% in the park and is about the same in the fives, but in my opinion, about the same doesn't mean exactly the same, insinuating that it is still faster. So last year in 2K26, a 95 strength 6'11 center felt overly slow, but in this 2K, the way the game speed is and the fundamentals not changing too much besides certain attributes being more OP last year and some being less this year, the slower, stronger builds last year will be slightly faster this year, becoming more usable meta builds. I promise you don't want to be that center that's overly slow and your entire team is waiting for you to get up and down the court. That's troll ball. Now, with all that being said, let's jump into the day one Rec Center / Pro-Am inside center build. So this is how you're going to start. We're going to go 6'11", 257 weight, and 7'5 wingspan. Now, the reason for a max 7'5 wingspan is because you're an inside center. There's no point in going anything less. You're not trying to shoot the ball, you're trying to be elite at rebounding, defense, and finishing, and longer wingspan usually gives you better finishing. Now, the reason I'm going 6'11 over 7 foot is because I still think rebounding is going to be about getting the best Superman run and jump animation. Surprisingly, I didn't hear one comment on rebounding from Community Day, and since there were no dev changes to rebounding or highlighted features, it sounds like I can only assume it's the same fundamentals. I don't want to be a slower 7-foot center if the name of the game is Superman animations. I want to be faster and have slightly higher vert and faster physicals. Later in the year, I think this build could be redesigned for 99 strength, and even with 99 strength, the build still holds a fast speed and agility. But for now, we'll be going 91 strength and plus 5ing that when we get those early cap breakers. Now, moving on to vertical, we're going to be going 81. The reason we go 81 for one is 80 gets you that gold pogo stick, but 81 gets you an extra badge point as well. When creating these builds, you have to maximize the most amount of badge points you can. If someone's not doing that, just scrap the build now because it's not being optimized remotely close to the best that it can. Now for the speed and agility, these are kind of self-explanatory, but like I said in the intro, NBA 2K slightly increased the game speed, so a 70 speed and 60 agility feels faster this year than it did last year. One of the badges that result out of this combination of physicals is the flash badge, which 7-footers and taller builds don't get unless you absolutely nuke their strength. Let me find out though, strength doesn't matter, and that changes the game on these builds, in my opinion on them, but for now, it looks like the 6'11 gets this flash badge while being able to keep a 95 strength at the same time. If you ask me, that already makes the build better than a taller build that doesn't get this combination. Another important badge with these combination of physicals unlocks is the brick wall badge. With 5 cap breakers plus to the 91 to bring it to 96, you'll be able to get this gold. And just like we discussed earlier, that 80 vert gets you that gold pogo stick, but for our case, we're going 81 because I wanted that extra badge point to be used on any of my physical badges to maximize the potential on my build. And the last important badge that we unlock with our physicals is Workhorse. In past 2Ks, this badge was insanely OP. I'm going to go ahead and assume that this is going to be another strong badge this year. And with our build, we're going to be able to get this Hall of Fame once we plus 5 our strength and we hit that 95 threshold. Now moving on to every center's favorite stats, rebounding. For D board, we're going to go 95, which gets you gold defensive rebounding. And for O board, we're going to go 93, which gets you gold offensive rebounding. Now you're probably looking at this and being like, Hoff, why are you not going 94 and using your cap breakers there? Well, if you go +1 to get your D board to 95, you unlock another badge point for your rebounding. So remember, like I said earlier, that's one of the most important parts in creating builds. So make sure you add that +1 there and get that extra badge point. And to be honest, the reason why I'm not going 94 O board is only because I'm so limited right now. I don't have cap breakers yet. So in order to save some attributes, I just hit the 93 threshold to get gold O board and stayed there. So just so you can get a visual, we unlock Gold Crasher, which is his ability to track down offensive rebounds. We unlock Gold Breaker, which increases the success rate of breaking through opponents' box outs on you. We unlock Gold Box Out Box, which increases the success rate of box out as the boxer. We get Possession Closer on gold, which boosts the player's ability to track down D boards. And last but not least, the badge that tells me that Superman jumps are back in the game, Sink Snatcher. We get this Hall of Fame, gives an additional vertical and rebounding boost when perfectly timing the jump, aka the Superman jump. Moving on to defense, the interior has to be an 80 based off all the community feedback, and if you don't have the wall up badge, it's GG's in the paint for stopping rim runs. So at the minimum, your interior has to be an 80 this year. We're still not giving our center perimeter this year. We guard the corner, so we're going to be going with a 41. 6'11s and 7-footers can't get silver interceptor this year, so we're just going to be going with 60 here to get bronze interceptor. And with all the reworks being done to interior blocks and contests, we're going to be going with the 84 block to get silver paint patroller. Hopefully this should be more than enough this year with all the new features to be able to block shots consistently. So just a quick look at the defensive badges. You got High Flying Denier silver with the combination of 78 block and 74 vertical. We get bronze interceptor with the 60 steal. We get silver off-ball pest with a 76 interior. We get bronze post lockdown with a 65 interior and 65 strength. Now, I don't know what post scorers are looking like. They're looking kind of OP, so we may need to get that interior defense up to an 82 to get silver post lockdown, but we'll just have to see. And last but not least, apparently the most needed badge in the game, we get wall up on bronze with that 80 interior defense. Now moving on to the playmaking. For pass arc, we're going to go all the way up to an 89. I mean, you're the center, you're the main break thrower, so to get that gold break starter off the rip is huge. This ends up putting your ball handle at a 54 and a speed with ball 36. Like I said, we don't have cap breakers, so we can't really put our ball handle and speed with ball to limits that we want yet. We're going to have to wait till later in the year. So with an 89 pass, this is what your ball handle and speed with ball looks like and what we will be going with. The playmaking badges you unlock is Bailout on bronze, hitting the 85 pass act threshold. Like I said before, you also unlock Gold Break Starter, hitting the 89 pass act threshold. You also get Dimer on gold, hitting the 86 pack accuracy threshold. And a badge that was sneaky good last year, Versatile Visionary, you get this on silver when you hit 80 pack accuracy. Now moving into our last stats are the finishing. Your close shot ends up being a 78 the way everything is designed. Your driving layup is sitting at a 69 the way it's designed. Your driving dunk, we wanted to hit an 89, and the reason we wanted to hit an 89 was for the 1 foot driving contact dunks. Those are looking pretty insane this year. Also 87 gets you that silver posterizer, so the combination of both your driving dunks may look pretty crazy. Standing dunk, we wanted to hit a 90 standing dunk for that gold rise up and standing contact dunks, and then your post control ends up being a 56, which does unlock gold post hook, but this is a pro-am build. We're not going to end up doing too much post scoring here, so I don't need my post scoring to be too high, but having that post hook on bronze may be enough to give you a bailout to get a couple post hooks up. One of the badges we unlock with this combination is Gold Aerial Wizard. All I needed was an 80 driving dunk here. Another badge you unlock, which is pretty useless on center, is Float Game. All you need is a 65 close shot. Not many centers are taking floaters in competitive games. The next new badge we unlock with our finishing is Ghost Stepper. All you needed was a 77 close shot. This badge might be a little OP this year. You get stuck in the dead zone, you throw a couple pump fakes up, and then you hit him with a step through. That might look wide open most of the time, so we'll just have to see what this badge looks like throughout the year. Another badge you unlock is Hook Specialist on bronze with the 60 close shot. There was 1 year when Joel Embiid post hook was really good, so I'm hoping with the way post scoring is and this badge, it's more than enough to green post hooks consistently. The next badge we unlock is Paint Prodigy, which only takes a 60 close shot. It improves the player's ability to quickly and efficiently score in the paint. So I'm thinking this really just works for layups, but if it works for dunks as well, we might want to take it up 1 notch for improved dunks, but we'll just have to test that out. The next finishing badge we unlock is Physical Finisher. It only takes a 60 driving layup and 60 strength to unlock this. Although we won't be going to this badge often, it is a nice to have. And last but not least, one of our favorite finishing badges, Posterizer. Since we win 89, we get this silver posterizer and 1 foot moving contact dunks. And the way contact dunks were looking in all the community day videos, it might start looking dangerous with this. And when all is said and done, you end up getting an archetype name of a Showtime Glass Guardian, which sounds pretty cool, and you get comparisons of some of the greatest inside centers, Shaquille O'Neal with the finishing and Rudy Gobert on the defensive end. I know you guys are probably sick of hearing me blab and blab about this inside center build now, so here's just kind of a final look at it so that you can see all the stats for yourself. And at the end, it shows a badge layout of all the possible badge points you can get with this build and where you can place them. Remember, if you're not making builds to get as many badge points as possible, it's a waste of a build.